Hey, this your boy DJ Wolf. I don't know what I'm officially calling this podcast as of yet. I do have a couple of things on my mind. One of them was about the podcast that I did last night. I didn't really go into schematics about a couple of the other things I wanted to address. I'm going to try to do my best on that and talk about a couple of other things here on this podcast. Let's see here. Anyway, let me go ahead and get started. This is DJ Wolf Live. Alright, guys. You know, I absolutely, and I told my wife that this morning, I absolutely hate Mondays. You come off from a great weekend, which we did. I'm trying to think, we didn't do a whole lot on Saturday. Went to hit a couple of stores in the middle of the day, and she had a meeting. Came back, and we went to dinner. That's pretty much it. I could have done my podcast Saturday, but I was so out of it Saturday. I was like, so I didn't. But nevertheless, and then Sunday we had after church, we had another function to go to, and I did my podcast last night. Now, I talked about a couple of things. One of the things I talked about was the emasculation or the rollback on black masculinity. And I feel that there is a real rollback on black masculinity because of stories like the 9-year-old boy who was falsely accused of harassing a white woman. And he was. There's no doubt about that. He was definitely falsely accused of harassing a white woman. And the next thing you know, the white woman he was falsely accused of harassing decided, after she saw the video apparently and called the police, and she allegedly realized the error of her ways, apologized. So at some point the mother and the son was in an interview, and the son was asked to apologize after he initially said he didn't forgive her by his mother. And in the interview, the Good Morning America interview, which I found out, and I haven't posted yet, I'm going to try to see if I can get a link to it. That interview was approximately around 22 minutes long. And so, in any case, the mother got the little boy to accept the apology, so to speak, which I think was downright ridiculous that she had him do that. He was entitled to his own opinion on that, but she claimed, or tried to act like it was a teaching tool to talk about friendship and forgiveness. That woman was ready to have this boy locked up. I'm like, does she really realize? And I'm still upset about that. And you emasculated this young man on national and a worldwide stage by telling him that he should accept and forgive, when this woman was ready to throw him in jail for something that he didn't even do. Does this woman know a history here in this country where another young black man who was just a little older than he was, in the mid-1950s, was accused of doing pretty much just that? And they went out and murdered this young black man. His name was Emmett Till. People forget that. You cannot forget your history. And like they always say, if you don't remember the past, you never know where you're going. Seriously, you won't. Y'all got to remember that. And I'm being honest. I know people say, this is just honest conversation. This is honest talk. This is for all to hear. Think about what I'm saying. Okay? That harks back to the days of murders of young boys like Emmett Till. All right, because again, he was falsely accused of something he didn't do, and they killed him. This woman in 2018 falsely accuses 9-year-old boy of harassing her through a groping, a sexual grope, which he didn't do. And I saw the video clear up for the first time. And this was on Good Morning America. All right, they showed it. The little boy was, matter of fact, his hand, his arm was nowhere near her. His backpack had inappropriately, I ain't gonna say inappropriately, his backpack had inadvertently might have touched her backside. But that was it. He never physically touched her. She actually was going to falsely accuse this young man of physically touching her when you should be able to tell the difference between something that's rubbing you that's a piece of cloth and something that's rubbing you that's a piece of a hand. Okay? There's a clear difference. All right? And for the life of me, I still don't understand why she would do that. And then that little boy was scared. And I felt for him. I really did. This woman blatantly lied on him. And that young boy is very intelligent. You can see it. You can hear it. He knew what he was talking about. He was very conscious about what he was saying. He really was. But it irked me that this white woman gonna sit there and call the police on him just out the blue. The simple fact that she wanted to overreact when it comes to a person of color because of something she thought. That's the problem today, man. And the mentality now is like, if he even look at me wrong, I'm gonna call cops. This is ridiculous, man. And this has been happening over and over and over again. And but yet no one wants to say that racism don't exist. And if the very white people who do this shit, this is what pissed me off. That's like the white girl who harassed that black man who actually had an apartment. I think it was down in Dallas somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it was, but he was trying to get to his apartment. And she gonna stop him, ask him all kind of personal questions about where live and all of that. He tell her where he lived, and she didn't want she trying to block his access from getting to his apartment. What kind of booty hole shit is that? That's a blatant racist tactic. Yet this goofy bitch talking about, I'm not racist. You are so racist. Are you kidding me? You are so racist. Now the hell you gonna say you're not racist and you blatantly was racist towards that brother? Your entire action was of a racist nature. You would have never done that shit if he was a white boy. We all know that. That's the kind of shit pissed me the fuck off. But yet, we're not supposed to talk about this such thing as racism in this country. You're claiming you're not racist. You are so racist. That's a racist gesture if I ever heard about one in my life. That's completely racist. But the brother himself, that brother, who was very much an adult, at one point was talking about sharing. I saw the note about that. Share this video. Share it, and then he turned around later talking about something. Oh, we need to forgive her. Don't bring her no harm and all that. No one said anything about bring her any harm. But then you didn't need to even say don't bring her any harm. That was stupid as fuck. You should have just said the woman was wrong. But no, you kowtow like a little bitch. And you're an adult. Now I ain't gonna fuck that 9-year-old because that 9-year-old was completely coerced by his mother. But this guy was in his 20s. He knew better. I ain't Cowtown, man. Fuck all that bullshit, man. Real talk. We've been doing it, they've been trying to get us to do this mess for centuries. You gotta be honest. We have to have honest dialogue about racism in this country and not pretend like it don't exist. It's the 800-pound elephant that's been in the room for more than for 400 years, okay? And we need to stop pussyfooting around with this shit and take it seriously. You know, people call Donald Trump a clown, he's an idiot, which to me on some level is true. But then again, he knows what he's doing. He put them racist gestures out there to let people know it's okay to be racist. Deliberately. You know, the Republican Party won't call him out directly about it. The Democratic Party, a bunch of pussies. Yeah, I said that, you know, and I vote Democratic. You know, it's ridiculous. It's just, you know, that's why I don't fool a lot of people. Now, I did go to a thing last night, this regarding, and it was a thing about friendship. But this was about friendship within our community, African American community, and I totally agree with that. We had such a great time with that last night. It was a lot of fun. And she was talking about bonding and friendship within ourselves and our own community, which we need to start. That's where we need to start. Anyway, and that's the other thing. And someone else said it in the podcast. I mean, in a broadcast I just heard. I'm going to listen to some more of it in a second, where they were saying the same things. Like, you know what? Why is it when it comes to white people, we're so in a hurry state to forgive them for stuff that they do to us all the time? When it comes to other black people, we don't like to forgive. We do not like to forgive. And that's a known fact. That's a known fact. I'll give you a story. I was at a video store when I used to live in District Heights many years ago. All right. And I thought the store clerk had cheated me out some money, which I thought he did. I still thought he did at the time. And I just let it go. And he just gave me a stares look. And I said, oh, that's right. That's never mind. You know, don't worry about it. You know. He just stared at me. The man here was pretty cool, too. But it's just that Negroes ain't like that. If you do a Negro wrong and you ask for their forgiveness, they still, you know, they take it as a grudge. They don't want you to do it to them, though. Because I've had experience like that on the job, where people pull that kind of game with me, and I forgave them, but yet they still have a grudge towards me. For something I really didn't do, but that's another story. But that's the kind of stuff that Negroes do. But white people who did the same thing to them, it's like, forgive. I told you, this is, I know, also a true story. There's a pastor that, in a sermon that I personally saw live and in person, when Dylann Roof murdered those 9 church parishioners at a church in South Carolina, and I happened to be down there on the other side the same weekend. The same day, matter of fact. I was down there that Friday. But I was on the other side of South Carolina. I was in Columbia, and it happened I forgot where it happened at. I can't think of the name of the town. But it happened in South Carolina. I was on the other end. I was an hour away. And I ain't gonna lie. The day I was down there, man, there was some rednecks down there, boy, at the hotel me and my wife stayed at. And they were just staring at us, man. It was just a weird scene. There was a white boy in the hotel, and I ain't kidding. This was about an hour roughly before that supposedly went down. And I swear he looked like Dylann Roof. He did. He looked. He reminded me of him. This before I even knew who Dylann Roof was. That Friday, he was just staring at us, man. It was just a weird scene, but nevertheless, racism it's just, you know, this forgive mess. The judge, before he actually rendered, before they what they call that, it wasn't even the sentencing phase. It was before he got charged. Okay, once Dylann Roof got arrested, I think just before he got charged or whatever, and they were getting ready to press the charges on him. The judge, I saw the video. You know, of course, I wish I could pull the video up. But I saw it it was on the news locally down there, where he actually asked the families of the deceased members of the church who were murdered, before I go ahead with the charges or whatever, I want you to forgive them. He actually said that. I don't think any judge has the right to tell the families of victims that. That's not his right to do. Period. I'm sorry. It is not his right to do. He has no right to be telling people that. At all. You know. The judge does have jurisdiction on certain powers, but that's not one of them. I'm sorry. I totally disagree with him on that. But what, like I said, was really shocking, I heard a pastor say the same thing. And I was like, I don't agree with that. I told my wife said, I don't agree with that at all. I do not. This guy murdered 9 parishioners. And the only thing he was trying to do was to bring them into the houseship of the Lord. And worship. And he slaughtered them like they weren't nobody. And you tell me to fucking forgive? Really? No. I'll never forgive him for that. It's like the other white guy, Michael Slager, who murdered the black guy down there in the other part of South Carolina. Same, I think it was not far from this part of South Carolina. Same state. In cold blood, shot him in the back 8 times. Somebody caught on video. This guy still got away with it. The mother was so passive about it, wasn't even funny. I'm not going to even get started. Don't even get me started. I did a whole rant on her. I think it got about over 100, maybe 200 views. I went in. I had to go in about that. You know, I'm like, woman, this is your son that was murdered by a racist cop. It was obvious. And tried to frame him on top of all that. And you still talking about forgive. You know? When they interviewed about you, they were singing, I will trust in the Lord. That was it. She had no comment at all. You know? I just... Okay, it's one thing to forgive about certain things, but this is where the black church, I hate to say it, on some levels, we're a danger to ourselves when it comes to that, because we constantly forgiving everybody else, all right, for all the dirt that's been done to us for generations, for centuries, and we still give everybody else a pass, you know? And the only thing we do is talk about forgive, and, you know, and all that. That's it. You know. Nothing about 949. Which remind me, I rarely hear sermons about I-49 anymore. Matter of fact, I don't think I've heard a real sermon about that in a long time. You know. But that's the contradiction of the church, though. They say eye for an eye, but then you don't really practice what you preach when you come to that. You know. Now, don't get me wrong. Seriously. I love going to church. I love praising the Lord's name. I do. I mean, there's a lot of good things about church. But when it comes to this forgiving murderers for slaughtering people like dogs, I have a problem with that. I have a real problem with that. Because that was not a mistake. That was intended. That's premeditated. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. I really don't. Can't go with that narrative. I never will go with that narrative. And anybody do full of shit. I'm sorry. I can't do it. You know? We're saying people trying to forgive white people for doing dirt to us for over 400 years. You won't even forgive people in your own family. You won't even forgive people who do this to yourself. In your own family, in your own communities, in your own neighborhoods. Okay? So that's a stark contrast to what you're really talking about here. You know? I'll say this. Don't know if I should be saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Example. 2 young girls fighting in church yesterday. Yeah. I don't have it on video. I'm glad I don't. I'm not going to say where it happened at. Make up your mind, man. I'm not going to say where it happened at. All I know is that there were 2 girls fighting in the church. Alright? And cursing like crazy. And they were brought up in the church. That's what makes it so bad. Brought up in the freaking church. Cursing like banshees, man. And fight. Really? You know, yeah, they were both raised in the church doing this kind of stuff, man. That's crazy. It's crazy as hell. You know, crazy, just absolutely crazy. Do you know how to drive? Jesus, these people cannot drive. Well, so I ain't cut you off. I mean, my lane goes to the right. I have a choice to go left or right, either way. Anyway, it's nuts out here, man. It's nuts out here. And you gotta be honest about things here, you know. But people want to mask the truth about stuff all the time. Even families do that. Well, no, it ain't really the case. Oh boy, which I gotta deal with this week. One day I'll talk about it. All I know is, man, I'll say this for myself personally. I just gotta stay prayed up. You know, there's a lot of things that you don't like dealing with sometimes, and you have to, because in some cases you don't have a choice. But I'll leave it at that. But as far as this cooning and stuff, like what the woman did with her son, is the black emasculation got to stop. That's all there's to it. We need to do a better job of raising our sons, man. Particularly single mothers. I mean, I got another story, but tell you about another woman who really is doing pretty much the same thing with her son. You know, and I've heard her tell stories about it all the time. I ain't gonna say who it is or where, but I got a feeling that her sons ain't gonna be the men that she think they're gonna be when they grow up. I'll put it like that. Based on stuff I heard. This from somebody I know personally. I won't say at liberty of who or where, but all I know is based on stuff I heard her say, them boys gonna be fucked up. They're gonna be probably more fucked up than the 9-year-old. You know, because this woman I know let a kid sleep in the bed with her. Yeah. And they're not of toddler age anymore. None of them are. And like, I gotta shake my head. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Yet you talk so about me? Really? And it's the same type of women who wonder why men ain't got no respect for them. Why they can't find a good man? Because you ain't shit. You ain't shit yourself. That's the other thing, y'all understand. I hear black women all the time. I need to find me a good man. Do you know any good men around? To deal with you? Hell no. You know, this is one girl that I don't really know her, but I know of her. And she tried to hit on my son, man. And I ain't gonna go into detail about that either, but I told my son, I said, man, and my wife said the same thing. She said, if you ever bring this girl home, if you even think about trying to get with her and bring her on, I would just own your ass. Because really, to be honest, oh, goodness gracious, she ain't the kind of girl I want a woman to bring home to mama. If that ain't the kind of girl I would bring home to mama, period. You know, it's just ain't act right. You know, it's like, it's just, she ain't that kind of woman. But you talking about, you want to be hitting on a young man who's doing right for himself, and you ain't the right woman for him anyway. Never was. And even he knows that. He knows that. He knows that point blank. He knows that point blank. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know? I'm just glad he got the wherewithal, you know, and the fortitude to know that they ain't the kind of woman he need to be messing with. I know I tried to tell you, talking about, I hit that. No, I wouldn't even hit that. I wouldn't hit that with my dog today. I'll tell you that right now. I would not. No way. I'm saying because I really wouldn't. Truth be told. Oh, Lord have mercy, man. The reality is, to me, is when are we going to ever rise to the occasion to realize we need to build? And I hear other YouTubers say the same thing. We got to start building for ourselves. I started 2 websites. I've already talked about it. It's already been posted on my live podcast broadcast through Hangouts last night on YouTube. The link is in that description. One is mobiledjforhire.com. For some reason, I couldn't get to the site last night. I got to figure out what's going on with that. I may have to retool it. The other one, which is for alltohearmedia.net, I was able to get to that one. I paid for 2 sites, and I better be able to get to both of them. I'm going to make sure that I double check that one. But that one I was able to get to. That's the main site that I use for everything regarding For All to Hear. I'm actually going to try to set up a link where I can post your access to all my videos on there. And I'm going to post some never before seen videos on that site as well. I plan on it real soon. Because I think Old Mud, I might just start doing Old Mud directly on that site. But I'm not 100% yet. I might do it, I might not. I think I might do some, well, anyway, I'm working on the content as we speak, so. But mobiledjforhire.com and foralltohearmedia.net. Those are my 2 sites. There will be more content coming soon from both sites. I had so much fun putting them together. I actually might do a third one for my for the Spreaker channel. I may. I haven't decided yet. I actually would like to tell you the truth, but I think right now I'm going to try the 2 sites and maybe do my Spreaker links through my foralltohear.net website. All right, well, more on that later. That's about all I got right now, guys. But of course, there's plenty of content on my For All to Hear channel, which is for YouTube.com, and my channel is called For All to Hear. If you like listening to just the podcast, Spreaker.com/DJ Wolf. All right. That's all I got, guys. Of course, any other questions or comments, you can always email me, djwolflive@aol.com. That's djwolflive@aol.com. All right, guys, this is DJ Wolf. That's all I got, the content right now and everything. Of course, let me remind you, I'm going to do a big show late night Thursday. Got a couple things on my mind about that and some other things as well. I might even bring out Old Mud. Matter of fact, I likely will bring out Old Mud. So that show might go on for a while. We'll see. Matter of fact, I might even take live calls. So stay tuned for that one. This is DJ Wolf. I got more shit about this and stuff on Backburner coming soon. I'm out.